Now that you have learned a bit about the future of electric vehicles and the state of Connecticut, let's do some further research on the topic of electric vehicles. You will determine what aspect of this topic you will research. For example, many states or countries have introduced programs where people are rewarded either by a tax break or cash rebate for making an environmentally friendly choice, like purchasing an electric vehicle or installing solar panels on their home. This reward is called an incentive. I would like to do some research on different electric vehicle incentive programs and how successful they have been. This is called a topic search, and it will require you to determine keywords that you will type into the search bar. Keywords are the most important phrases or ideas that describe your research topic or question. Typically, you do not want to type an entire question into the search bar. So instead of what are some examples of successful electric vehicle incentives, you may want to try electric vehicle incentives. As a reminder, the search bar is here on the center of the page under Max R. Trarig Library Catalog. This is where you'll type in your keywords, electric vehicle incentives. After I type in my keywords, you'll see a list displayed of all the results. I can also use various limiters to get more precise, relevant, and up-to-date results. For example, I can limit my search results to only items published in the past 5 years, 2019 to present. I can also select the resource type depending on what I'm looking for. Let's say I need a book. Here's a list of all the books published in the past 5 years about electric vehicle incentives. Let's take a look at this first title, Providing the Spark, Impact of Financial Incentives on Battery Electric Vehicle Adoption. It was published in 2019 by the MIT Center for Energy and Environmental Policy Research. You may have heard about MIT before and know that it's a widely recognized institution for scholarship in science and technology. If you hadn't, you could always Google an author or publisher to find out more. Using critical thinking and information literacy skills, I can determine that this MIT department would be a credible source for publishing a book about electric vehicle incentives. To view the book, I can click on the title and be brought to the full text. Remember, if you're using a book for a source, you can cite just one chapter or section. As a general rule, books are longer and take longer to write and publish, so they're good for detailed information but may not be the best source for very current information. For current events or news, you'd want to use an article from a magazine or newspaper, which we will demonstrate next. Next, we're going to use the resource type limiter of articles to find an article on the topic of electric vehicle incentives. I'll scroll for a bit so you can get an idea of what type of results come up. This one looks interesting. Incentives to encourage the adoption of connected and automated vehicles, lessons learned from hybrid electric vehicle incentive programs. I clicked on the title to open the complete record. Here you can see links to access the full text, additional information about the author, publisher, and a description or summary. I can then click the Content Available link to view the full text of the article. Here you can read the full article about electric and hybrid vehicle incentives and lessons learned from different programs around the world. The article highlights programs like income tax incentives, free parking, toll or ferry fee exemption, and HOV or bus lanes. If this article looks like it would be helpful for your research, remember to get the citation so that you can cite it correctly when referencing it in your paper. I click the quotation marks where it says citation, and then I can choose APA or MLA style and copy and paste that citation. Remember, you should double check it against one of our citation guides on our website. Keep in mind, articles are shorter and narrower in scope. However, they are the best choice for current events because they are published so frequently. To review, Type your keywords into the search bar to begin searching for library sources. Use limiters to narrow down your results by date, resource type, and more. You can always do a quick Google search to determine if the source or author is credible. Finally, use the built-in Cite tool to generate a citation, but be sure to double-check against one of our citation guides for the correct format. Now it's your turn to try finding a resource on an electric car topic that you choose. It can be anything. Some ideas are the cost, safety, legislation, batteries, and longevity. It's up to you. Look for something you're curious about. Hit the Next button to move on to the activity.